Hello and welcome to the Relationship Theory. Everybody, here we take thoughts and we break them down, we build them up, and we play them out tonight. Got a bit of a vlog for you. I want to do this while I'm still on the road, making my rounds. Okay, so straight up, I was a narcissist. So this just hit me really hard, and I was thinking about this all day today. I was thinking about how I like to try to be pleasant. I like to try to be open and try to be all these things, very wonderful things, like wonderful, wonderful things. Even the attitude I'm trying to carry through to you right now should push that and just point at exactly what I'm trying to illustrate. I've only got one hand. The body language is terrible right now. But anyway, I made a post on Facebook and I said that to be a narcissist is to be a product, or rather I just said a narcissist is a product of their environment. And I said I know, because I was a narcissist. And I'm still really processing it right now. But what I want to do is take this to YouTube. I want to take this to you guys so you can hear what my thoughts are on it. What I even meant by to be a narcissist is a product of their environment is, as far as I can tell from my case. So I always hear this term survival mode a lot. And so that's one of the things that I even mean. So survival mode, when everything you do pertains to your assurance, really, to your assurance that you are safe, that you're secure, that you're protected, that your needs are met first above all else, right? But that's survival mode, and that might sound like narcissism. It's just survival mode is a phrase that refers to the reason why one would be concerned with themselves. Narcissism kind of just describes how you feel with someone concerned with themselves. So it shines a light on perspective when you use survival mode. And yet on top of that, knowing myself, I'm also very emotionally in tune with people, with things. I see things, I hear things, I hear what's not said, just as I see what's unseen. And I really try my best to bring that to light, bring that to the physical world. These abstract events are not meant to just stay abstract. Much like old systems are not meant to deal with new systems. There must be an adjustment. There must be something else that functions in place of something that does not work, right? So I'm really attuned to that kind of idea, to those kinds of things. Like, it just makes sense to me to want a really, really good functioning system. Much prefer that. I'm pretty sure everybody would. Although, of course, there are people who don't because of the opportunities that they get outside of a well-functioning system. But that's okay. That's okay that you want those things. We get it. You just need a different system. Or rather, you're already operating on your own system. But anyway, that aside, I just wanted to mention those two things, the survival mode and the empathic traits. Mentioning those two things because a product of an environment, I would assert that that's how narcissism is born. I would assert that narcissism is born from being highly attuned to needs and also being in survival mode. That's how I break it down. Now, in my case, it goes a bit further than that. My ability to attune to everyone's needs and make sure that I was taken care of. Because of that, it put me in a place that made me feel like I was tall, I was high. I never like to look at people like I'm superior to them. I like to know that I'm superior because I am superior. I don't need anyone lower than me to assert that about myself. I understand quality. I understand the difference between one thing and the other. But I also understand something that is inherently good, that doesn't need a contrast to know that it's good. Of course, you can use it as a measurement, but not everything needs everybody to say this is good and bad, and that's how you know that something is bad and good. You don't need it. So anyway, right? That's where that goes. I've had a lot of experiences that they effectively have taught me, like, oh man, I'm pretty much the master of my domain and I can do whatever I want. And when it comes to survival mode, it's like, yes, anything is possible. That's a cliche, but it's true. Anything is possible. But when you are still in survival mode, as I'm describing to you as I was, when you're still in survival mode, you still do things from a place of scarcity and lack. Now, we know that scarcity increases value. It makes something rarer than it is, but survival mode isn't about rarity, especially when it comes to quality things, good things, happy things, hopeful things, prosperous things. When you tend to think that the prosperous is not in abundance, you don't have a very good outlook on life, and you also don't have a very good outlook on yourself. So imagine having all of that perspective, but then also being empathic, okay? And then imagine not being able to attune to anyone's needs, still being in survival mode, and yet on your own. All of those things together really, really create a perfect ingredient for narcissism, guys. And that's what I really want to bring to you guys today. And that's what I mean by I was a narcissist. Because these are the things, these are the chemical solutions, effectively, that make up what a narcissist is. I'm used to dodging around those words only because I don't like to describe other people's feelings based on the label. Like calling me or you something should not have your feelings or emotions attached to it. I understand that it does, but if someone is something because they did something to you and you feel terrible about the fact that they did it to you because of your ego or your status or what you believe about yourself or what you believe about the world, your ideologies, I understand that someone doing something or being whatever they're being counters that. It antagonizes the crap out of what you believe about yourself to the point that it practically shatters your reality. To me, though, you still don't need a label just to understand that about someone. Because from where I'm standing, I'm just trying to survive. That's the belief I have about myself. But I understand now there's no need to try to survive. What am I running away from? I'll repeat that just in case that smashing sound blocked me out. What am I running away from is the question. What am I looking for outside of me? Or inside of me? It can be both ways. But those are just questions. Those are just questions once a person stops and looks around and goes, wait a minute, I don't have to fight for what I'm trying to have. I don't have to delude myself about what I don't have. I don't have to be attuned to anything around me because of what I want or think I need, because I'm looking around all the time, just scurrying around, making sure that I've got my pocket. Gotta make sure that no one can threaten it. It's ridiculous. And it's a massive waste of energy. Imagine being an empath where you're already attuned to everything and everyone to the point that it exhausts you every single second of every single hour. And then being in survival mode. Guys, it is its own personal hell. So that's what I mean by I was a narcissist. Just wanted to describe that to you guys. Just want to bring that to the space. This is the relationship theory. I hope you guys can relate to this. I hope this brings you some clarity about, well, narcissism for one, me, and, well, I know it does for me, but again, I'm offering this because I just want people to be able to understand this, hear this, and it's something that ought to be talked about. It's not about good versus bad. It's not about right and wrong, people. It's not about labels versus what has not been understood. The process ought to be that we're coming to understand something. Let's not rush to label everything. There's a pocket for everybody. So anyway, that's the relationship theory. Enjoy the rest of your night. Oh, before I go, there is something I wanted to add. I felt like that ending was so incomplete. So when I was asking the question earlier, like, what are you running from? Why are you running? So that's that question. The fact that that question even exists brings up something that's actually very disappointing and very, very sorrowful as far as despair and misery and melancholy. And it's this: the fact that I would come to realize that I was even running away, that I needed to run away. The fact that I have to realize that there's no need to run at all really, really breaks my heart. It breaks the crap out of my heart. One, because I don't have to rely on everything that I used to survive as long as I did. But then two, in that I feel so bad that no one told me to stop. And three, if people did tell me to stop, I feel so bad that I didn't listen, dude. That's where that really goes. Because then it's like, oh God, man, how far have I been going like this? And what can I do to make it up? I want to make it up. That's what it really is. Make up for lost time, for lost hearts, broken hearts, just everything that I let go of for the sake of my own preservation. That's what I really want, and I don't know how to get it. Either I don't know how to get it, or rather, I feel like I don't deserve it. But more than that, I don't deserve it. I want it. I want it, and it hurts that I want it. And it feels like it just goes down a dark rabbit hole, but I know it doesn't. But it does keep going, that's all. It just hurts to want better for oneself when all you know is survival. When all you knew, anyway. Because I don't want to depend, and I don't have to depend on a broken heart to know that it's okay to be happy and to want something good for myself. Being broken does not define me. And being broken is not my identity. No, it's not. So anyway, that's the way I really wanted to end this. I wanted to be a whole lot more transparent than that last ending felt. So enjoy the rest of your night.